And Mississippi State head football coach Mike Leach has died at the age of 61. Family of the veteran college football coach released a statement today confirming his passing early this morning following complications from a heart condition. Leach became a Coug icon in 2012 when he took over as head coach, turning around the Cougs team with winning seasons in 4 of his final 5 seasons. That included that historic 2018 season with quarterback Gardner Minshew that saw Pullman's first college game day and Alamo Bowl victory. Leach is survived by his wife Sharon, children Cody, Kim, Kirsten, and Janine, and 3 grandchildren. Thank you for joining us here tonight for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. Tonight we are remembering the football icon who put WSU on the map. Joining us right now is our KREM 2 sports director Travis Green, who has been tracking this story for the last several days. Travis.
Hey Whitney, this news has rocked the sports world. Despite his short tenure, Coach Leach was beloved in Pullman. Leach was the head coach at Washington State from 2012 to 2019, where he led the program to 55 wins, including a program record 11 wins in 2018. Mike Leach, at the age of 61, died Monday night following complications from a heart condition. The Leach family released a statement on his passing Tuesday morning through the school saying, quote, "Mike was a giving and attentive husband, father, and grandfather. He was able to participate in organ donation at UMMC as a final act of charity. We are supported and uplifted by the outpouring of love and prayers from family, friends, Mississippi State University, the hospital staff, and football fans around the world." We also got the chance to hear from WSU's athletic director, Pat Chun. Chun says Mike loved to have fun and loved learning about life.
As we leave for Los Angeles today, this is really a part of the legacy that Coach Leach left behind here at Washington State. We love him. We appreciate him. He's got deep relationships with a lot of people in and around Washington State. For Cougs everywhere, we're heartbroken today for him and his family, but you know, it's just a tough day for everybody.
Today is a travel day for the Cougs as the team heads to the LA Bowl. The WSU campus is remembering Leach's legacy on the school's football program. You can see Martin Stadium on your screen right now, where a memoriam is up for the former coach. We are continuing to track reaction on the news of Coach's passing. We'll have more reaction coming up tonight at 5 and a KREM 2 special report coming up tonight at 6:30. Whitney.
All right, thank you very much. And Coach Leach touched so many young lives during his time as head coach in Pullman. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley is live on the WSU campus tonight with more on his legacy. Amanda?
Good evening, Whitney. Tonight I am right outside Martin Stadium, as Travis mentioned, where you can see former WSU football coach Mike Leach is being honored on the massive scoreboard. It's been shining bright all day long here on campus, and all of Cougar Nation is truly feeling the loss of this beloved coach, especially the Helinski family. Now that name may sound familiar, and that's because Mike Leach coached quarterback Tyler Helinski here at WSU. But in 2018, Tyler died by suicide his junior year. His family told me, Coach Leach, I'm sorry guys, this is really hitting close to home as a Coug, so bear with me. He told me his family, Coach Leach, genuinely loved Tyler and was shocked by his death. And Mark Helinski, Tyler's father, told me this afternoon that they've kept in touch with Leach over the years, and they always cherish the stories he would share with them about Tyler.
I imagine so many people had a similar relationship that they thought, you know, Mike made them feel special. And, you know, it's how we feel about the Pacific Northwest and all of our Coug fans. And we're just going to miss him terribly, you know. And I think it's just it's a little extra hard today because with Mike dies all of those stories I don't get, you know. And so I'm disappointed.
Now Tyler's family started a foundation in his memory called Helinski's Hope. Today they posted that on Facebook that Coach Leach, they're thinking about him, saying they'll be thinking of him every day and remember the fun that he brought to their son's life, adding that it's comforting to know their quarterback is with Leach in heaven. Now, Mark Helinski did also tell me today that he hopes that Coach Leach is remembered as the guy who was brutally honest, transparent, and very good at what he does. Whitney?
Amanda, obviously I can see a lot of emotion for you, and it was certainly emotional for all of Coug Nation also when we heard about the death of Tyler Helinski, and obviously a very special relationship for the family there. But tell me a little bit more, as a former Coug, what you know about what this loss just means to all of Cougar Nation everywhere tonight.
Yeah, it's really hitting hard. I mean, this stadium rocked. I mean, I've been to Cougar football games, home games for the last 5 years, and it was just such a great time. He really built up a great team, and who could forget the really hilarious press conferences that he would put on? I mean, always a memorable moment, and it was just, he was very beloved. I mean, Papa Leach is what we called him in my family because he's just so dear to the Cougar family. But yeah, he's definitely going to be missed, and it's been a bit quiet. It is finals week here on the WSU campus. Some of these students may not know of Coach Leach's era. They maybe showed up after the fact, but you can definitely tell it's rippled through the entire Cougar Nation. Reporting in Pullman tonight, Amanda Rowley, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. And people are reacting online, of course, to the news of the coach's passing. We know Coach Leach had a special relationship with people all across the country, including actor Matthew McConaughey, who tweeted out this photo earlier this afternoon saying, "My friend Mike Leach moved on yesterday, one of the most curious, inventive, independent-minded wild men to ever walk the earth. He was a gem like no other. Put a prayer up there," he said, for his wife Sharon and their kids. And we continue to remember the life and legacy of Coach Leach throughout this evening. Coming up later on KREM 2 News at 4, we will be taking a look back at some of our favorite Coach Leach moments. In other news tonight, today marks 1 month since 4 University of Idaho students were murdered inside a home near the school's campus. Investigators say they have fielded thousands of tips, but still do not have a suspect or a murder weapon or a clear motive. It was on November 13th for Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. All 4 were found stabbed to death inside an off-campus home. It's a crime that shocked and scared the entire community. And while Moscow police didn't provide any new details on the investigation today, they are describing the immediate reaction from the community as police began their investigation at that house.
The scene wasn't chaos, the neighborhood, but it was very, very somber. There were friends trying to find out who exactly was inside the house, some family members that arrived on scene. It was incredibly hard for the community, but it was also really, really hard on our officers, some of whom were very young, and that was the first real major crime scene that they had encountered. So emotionally, it was a very, very draining day.
Moscow police say they have received thousands of tips in this case already, but mixed in with credible tips are a lot of rumors and speculation. Online rumors continue to fuel misinformation in this case. And while they continue to assure the public that they are working around the clock, the victims' families are still waiting for that sense of closure. Sebastian Robertson tonight has more on what is being done and what has been done in the past month.
There's not answers.
In the months since their murders,
And people are scared, and they're hurting.
we've seen a memorial in Moscow, vigils in Boise and Mount Vernon. A community mourning the loss of Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin, students stabbed to death inside an off-campus home near the University of Idaho on November 13th, all while the investigation works in the background. Nearly 50 federal agents are on the ground in Idaho, alongside the state police and local law enforcement. An FBI hotline has been set up to filter the steady stream of tips.
It's overwhelming sometimes with the amount of information that comes in on these tip lines. So our analysts have spent hours sorting through and trying to come up with the most relevant tips first for the investigators to follow up on.
Tips that, as of late, have led investigators to a white Hyundai like this one. They're asking the public for more information as they believe it was in the vicinity at the time of the murders and believe the people inside may have seen something. For retired Seattle Police Chief Carmen Best, public interest can be a powerful tool.
Well, I'll be honest, when I hear that they have a large number of tips, that's good news. You would rather the phones be ringing and information coming in.
Among the heartbreak, there is frustration from family members and students who say they want answers. This as police say there are key details they can't reveal.
Is it one of these things where it may make sense later why some information is being held back now?
Absolutely, that's almost always the case.
Meanwhile, many students have left campus,
A lot of people went home after the news.
taking the university up on its offer to finish the semester online.
And again, investigators are still looking for any information regarding the biggest break in the case so far. That is that authorities want to speak with whoever was inside a white Hyundai Elantra the night of the murder. They believe that a car looking just like this one was near the King Road home right around the time of the murders. It's important to note those are not the pictures of the actual vehicle. It's just a picture for your reference so you know what it looks like. But they want to know who was inside the car. They believe whoever it was, the driver or any passengers, could have critical information that could help solve this case. And again, we want to share with you that tip line. If you do have any information about the car or anything else regarding this investigation, please contact the Moscow Police tip line. That number is 208-883-7180. You can also send an email to that address right there on your screen. All right, let's switch gears now. Let's talk weather. This week is already cold and it sounds like it's only getting colder. Our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legou, joining us now for a look at the rest of the week's forecast. Hi, Jeremy.
Whitney, just before I let you go, this might be the most inaccurate 7-day forecast I have ever put together in my career.
Okay, so tell me why. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
There's just so many variables that go into the next few days. Temperatures could vary 10 degrees very easily from some of our forecasted highs and some of those forecasted lows. It's that kind of forecast. So I kind of averaged it out just a bit, and I'll let you know why coming up in the full forecast. But for now, let's talk temps. 27 degrees today. Another pretty warm one across the region, and temperatures close to 30, but in the 20s, pretty widespread. That means ice is a factor. That means melting is also happening on high traffic areas, and that means later tonight, it is all going to refreeze. A little bit of reduced visibility. In Spokane, we have great visibility, but you head over to Airway Heights or up to Deer Park or over some of the mountain passes, you're running into some of that patchy freezing fog. That likely grows a little more widespread. Starting to see some of that moisture move into the northwest, but what winds up happening is overnight we get a little short wave of energy moving through. Tomorrow morning we wake up to some light snow showers. Those grow a little more widespread just before the morning commute. How much snow are we talking? Well, it doesn't last long and it moves out by the second half of the day, so it doesn't amount to much. Less than an inch in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, St. Mary's, Pullman, Lewiston. Basically anywhere that sees snow, you're getting less than an inch. Sandpoint, 1 to 2. You head over Lookout Pass, 1 to 2, and that seems to be the big spots. The next few days, temperatures should hover in the 20s or close to it, and then overnight fall back down to near 20 or into the teens, and it's all about the fog. I'll let you know why coming up in the full forecast.